We're back. Big dog in the house. Oh. It's time. UFC recap reactions time for UFC 328. It was last night. Hamza Chimaev, Sean Strickland, Tatsuro Taira, Joshua Van, man. Absolutely great card. Super fun, super exciting. And let's get the elephant out of the room now. My picks were ass. All right. I had terrible picks. This is like my worst outing with picks on the UFC ever. I think I had a losing record. This is embarrassing, man. Just embarrassing stuff for me. I don't know what goes wrong. I seem to do bad on main cards of pay-per-views, which makes no sense because those are the most known names, but I do really good on like early prelims of fight nights. So like it's like the opposite of a casual, but like it still is at the same time. I don't know what you'd call me, but it's pretty embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie. Like I went, there was 5 fights on the main card. I went 1-4 on the main card. Yeah, absolutely terrible stuff. Man, yeah. It was bad. I will say this. I'm gonna put out a disclaimer now. Never use my picks for your parlays, please. If I ever say that, I'm joking. Do not use my picks for your parlays. Funny story. As you guys know, I share my picks everywhere. That's on here. That's on Instagram. That's on TikTok. Showtime.tv04 and everything. I share it everywhere, but I never usually share it on Facebook. And I decided, you know what? I'll share it on Facebook. I'll let my friends and family see who I'm picking, right? Well, this post goes to literally everyone but my friends and family. It's getting likes, reactions, comments from people that I don't know, from different countries, names I can't even read, right? And they are lighting me up, bro. My phone was blowing up every single time I got a pick wrong. Straight to the comments. Yeah, this guy doesn't know ball. Yeah, let's not do any more picks. Yeah, never hit the casino, bud. Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, bro, lighting me up. Like, okay, the one time I share it to Facebook, it happens to be my worst outing ever. So now all these randos in these different countries think I don't know ball. I know ball. I swear I know ball. Look at my past, bro. I know ball. Anyway, we'll stop ranting. We'll go fight by fight here. You know how we do. It started. Guess what? I got this one wrong. Who would have thought? Jose Ochoa versus Clayton Carpenter flyweight fight, man. I don't even need the notes. These are all fresh in my mind. Trust me. Fresh in my mind. Yeah. Jose Ochoa absolutely dominates Clayton Carpenter on the feet. So I picked Carpenter to win by decision, and I'll tell you why. They're both good strikers. I knew Ochoa was a better one, but Carpenter had the wrestling ability. So I figured he would try to strike like he did, not win the strikes, also true, that's what happened, and then incorporate his wrestling, which he tried to do, but where it went astray here is his wrestling didn't work. I thought it was going to work a lot better than what was happening. Ochoa was defending everything and absolutely piecing him up. So yeah, Clayton Carpenter got dominated for 3 rounds. Like I said, that was my first pick of the night that I got wrong. Was the first fight of the night, so that's a great start to the night. I think Ochoa, he proposed to his girl after. That was pretty dope. She better not say no, because she might catch a whooping like he put on Clayton Carpenter. Funny story about this one, too. Some lady on Facebook, again, that post for some reason went everywhere. As soon as this fight was over, I get a comment from some lady that I don't know, never met, no clue who she is. Profile picture was a picture of her dog. Cute dog, but it seemed like she had no business watching the UFC, and she goes, "Parlay's dead on the first leg. Thanks." What? I never said in that post to make parlays off of my picks. Second of all, who's making a full card 13-leg parlay? You're crazy. Third of all, you're going to do that? You're going to make a 13-leg parlay and start it with Clayton Carpenter? No, that's your fault. That's your fault. That has nothing to do with me. I never said use my picks for parlays. And this lady's like, "Thanks, dude." And then some other guy's like, "Yeah, there goes my parlay." These people don't even know me. You don't even know me. And you're going to use my picks that you randomly saw on the internet to put your real life money on? That's a you problem, brother. That has nothing to do with me. If you use my picks for parlays and you lose money, that is not my fault. Now, if you use my picks for parlays and you win money, that is my fault and I want to cut. I don't make the rules. We move on. Middleweights. I got this one right, though. Susurkev versus the Jordan Santos. I thought Tsusukev would get it done by submission, which he did. But I think I picked round 1 or 2. I did not pick 3. Tsusukev, he came out a little cocky. He was playing with his food a little bit. I don't think he thought Santos was going to be as good as he was. They had some fun exchanges on the feet striking-wise. I'm pretty sure I gave the first round to Santos, if I remember. My notes are over there, but like I said, I don't think I'm going to need them today. Everything's fresh. Fresh up here. A lot of emotion. Making my face itch, bro. Just thinking about this main card later on. But yeah. Tsusukev, he decided to lock in after round 1, and then he really started getting his game going. Ends up getting him down, puts him in a rear naked choke, and puts him out all the way. So, Tsusukev remains undefeated, 12-0. I want to say lackluster because he started slow, and like I said, he was playing with his food, bro. Should have been like, excuse me, he's playing with his food. He should have been more active to start the fight. He was showboating, hands down, doing whatever, taunting. Bro should have just got after it. Could have got the finish sooner, I do believe. Jordan Santos didn't look bad though. He looked pretty good on the feet. He just got caught on the ground. It is what it is. That's mixed martial arts. You know what I'm saying? Man. Excuse me. Let's move on. Featherweights. Another one I got right. The early prelims, I low-key cooked on the early prelims, and then everything goes downhill. And we'll get to that. But this one I did get right. Pat Sabatini defeats William Gomez by decision. Just smother grappled him the entire fight. I mean, put him up against the cage, try to take him down. And Gomez was doing a great job at staying on his feet and not getting taken down for the longest time. He just couldn't get any offense going. There was nothing he could do on his side to kind of get any points for him, do any damage. Kind of boring, lackluster. Sabatini gets it done. I mean, there's not really much to talk about. People are like, dude, this guy's got to crack the top 15 soon. You want this guy in the top 15? Reminds me of a fellow named Grant Dawson, who, trust me, I'm going to get to that fight. Oh, my God. Him and Rebecca, man. I'm going to get to that fight. I'm going to get to that one. I got a lot to say on that one. But that's what he kind of reminded me of, he's featherweight version, at least, I'll get him in the rankings. He's right there, top 15. Well, he's boring. Nobody wants to see it. Gomez was definitely the better striker. Longer, faster, more technical. Sabatini was throwing, though. He did throw at times. But he definitely knew grappling was going to be his way to win. And it was. Decision win for Sabatini. I believe I picked him to get a third-round submission, towards the end of the fight. I thought he was going to be able to get Gomez down a little, just get him down in general, really. He took him down a couple times, but Gomez got right back up. I thought he was going to do a lot better at taking him down. So, props to William Gomez for not making it so easy, but Sabatini gets it done. Middleweights. My only perfect prediction of the night. My dog, Roman Kopylov. I was riding with Kopylov forever. I talked about it in my predictions. Go check it out if you haven't. I said I've been a Kopylov fan forever, and they just push him too quick. They pushed him too quick. This is more his level stuff against Marco Tulio. Super fun fight. On the feet. Great kickboxing. Tulio, had the advantage, I believe, going into round 2. And then Kopylov drops him at one point. I think he drops him 3 times in total. Some in the second, some in the third. And he hit a bonehead move, which we did see later tonight, which, again, I'm going to get into. He drops him and then proceeds to try to grapple. I'm no genius. You drop somebody with a punch, that means they're rocked. They're barely awake. You should probably throw some more punches while they're on the ground. You probably shouldn't hug them up against the cage. This is just common sense. But, hey, I'm not mad because Kopylov got it done. And he got it done by decision, which is exactly what I said he would do. So technically, he did me a favor. He must have watched the predictions. That's what it was. That's what it was. He watched my video, knew I picked a decision, had the dude hurt in the second or third round. He's like, dude, I can't do that. My boy Showtime picked me to get a decision, so I get it. I appreciate it. Appreciate you, Roman. Rum dog. Big dog in the house. Oh. Let's move on. That's the end of the early prelims. We get into the regular prelims. Starting with this, bro. Jim Miller, Jared Gordon. When I talked about that I got a lot of picks wrong, and some of the picks that I got wrong, there were underdogs that came back at, I picked Tatsuro Taira. He didn't win. A lot of people picked Tatsuro Taira. I picked Khamzat Chimaev. Everyone picked Khamzat Chimaev. If you said you picked Jim Miller to win this fight, you are a damn liar. You did not pick Jim Miller. Nobody picked Jim Miller, bro. So, of course, I picked Jared Gordon to win this fight. I believe first round knockout or TKO. Jim Miller comes out there, puts hands on Gordon first, and catches him in a guillotine. So not only does Jim Miller win when I picked him to lose, I said he was outdated. I said he got patched in the updates. Not only does he win, he wins with my least favorite submission of all time, the guillotine. The most old school thing he could do. That was a big F you to me. Thanks, Jim Miller. But it's cool because it's Jim Miller. We love Jim Miller. Great fighter, been around forever. UFC 100, 200, 304. Jim Miller fights. I want him more. Jim Miller gets it done. First round submission of Jared Gordon. Yeah, I'm not even keeping a track of my record is right now. I believe this puts me at 3-2. I really don't even want to say the number out loud because it's a losing record. It gets really bad. But this puts me at 3-2. Like I said, this is my worst night of picks, bro. If you watch my channel, you know that I do better than this. This isn't me. This isn't who I am. Let's move on. Oh, it's time. Grant Dawson, Mateus Rebecki, bro. Grant Dawson gets the third round rear naked choke. I got to get into this. I picked Mateus Rebecki to win second round knockout or TKO over Grant Dawson because he has better striking than Dawson. Dawson has bad striking, and he has no chin. All he can do is wrestle. Rebecki's not too bad on the ground in the wrestling. I thought it was a no-brainer. Round one, Dawson smothers him. Cool. We seen it. Now it's time to finish him, Rebecki. Guess what? He almost gets me a perfect prediction. Has Grant Dawson hurt? And what does he do? He pulls a Roman Kopylov, bro. Goes straight to the grappling. I don't understand. Why are we grappling when we have guys hurt? We're dropping guys with punches, almost knocking them out, and then we go to grapple. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this, right? So, Grant Dawson ends up surviving, going into the third round. I'm like, cool, all right. Rebecki can at least finish it in the third, right? You would think he'd go right back to the pressure, trying to land the punches again. He initiates the grappling in round 3. He loses for round 1 via grappling. Drops Dawson, round 2, almost finishes him round 2 via striking. So round 3 comes, the recipe seems to be striking. Bro goes to grappling. The most bonehead move ever. And the reason this makes me mad, and it doesn't make me as mad anymore because of the other results of the card, but I had a parlay. And this was the second leg, was Mateus Rebecki to win this fight. And he does this. He does the most, like I said, bonehead, dumb move I've ever seen. Besides, like, 2 fights ago, and Roman Kopylov did it. But he won when he did it. Rebecki ends up doing it, initiates the grappling in round 3, and then gets rear naked choked. I literally recorded a video on my TikToks and stuff. You guys can check it out, showtime.tv04 and everything. I made a video, literally my live reaction, calling how stupid he is, and as I'm recording the video, he taps for the rear naked choke. I started crashing out because he lost me a parlay. Granted, if all the legs would have hit, which trust me, they did not. He was not the only problem. I would have won like $350. That's pretty dope because I only bet 10. I'm not a gambler, dude. Oh, man, Rebecki, dude. I used to love him, bro. But this is all I'm ever going to think about is this fight. Every time I see him, I'm going to think about how he just ruined it. He ruined it. Ruined my parlay, ruined my money. Let's move on. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Guess what? I got this wrong. Joel Alvarez, Yamasov. Yeah, Amasov, he actually is good. He's good. He's really good. He's actually fantastic, guys. I was completely wrong. I was hating. I said, maybe, he's overhyped. Everybody's glazing. He came from Bellator. No, he absolutely dominated Joel Alvarez. Gets him out of there in the second round by submission. And then, break dances in the cage. I mean, there's not much else to say. Dude's legit. Wrestling's incredible. Great grappling. Yeah, I got it wrong. Completely wrong. Sue me. Whatever. I don't know ball anymore. I'm washed. You know what I did get right, though? This. But didn't we all? Atiba Gautier beats Ozzy Diaz. Second round knockout. I picked a first round knockout, I believe. Ooh. But yeah, I picked Atiba Gautier to win by knockout. This is the biggest lock on the card. Not much to it. Diaz tried to grapple a little bit in the first fight. I remember trying to put Gautier up against the cage. Because we've seen that Atiba Gautier has one thing, and it's punch really hard. That's all he can do. But Ozzy Diaz fell victim to it in round 2. So, shout out to Atiba Gautier. He gets that one done. Not really much to talk about. Then we get into the main card, and this is where my life took a turn for the worst. Not just my night, my life. Let's get into it. It starts off good, though. King Green versus Jeremy Stephens. Unk versus Unker. I picked King Green to win this fight by TKO, I believe, in the round 2 or something. He gets the submission round 1 over Jeremy Stephens. Just rear naked choked him, I do believe. Just dominates him. He dominated Jeremy Stephens. It's kind of what I came to expect because they're both old heads, but like one's severely more washed than the other, that being Jeremy Stephens. I don't know why he's back in the UFC. King Green can still go. He can still scrap. Like, look what he did to one of my least favorite fighters ever, Daniel Zellhuber. Speaking of guys that cost me money, Daniel Zellhuber. You were supposed to beat Bobby Green, and you didn't. Lost me money. Anyway, King Green, like I said, for being an old man, for being Uncle Bobby Green, Uncle Bob, he still got some scrap in him, and he even said, Dana, Hunter Campbell, all them dudes, I'm one of the most entertaining fighters to step on this mat. And he's like, you can submit me, you can knock me out, but you can't kill me. Hey, that's tough. I agree. Shout out King Green. I got that one right. Let me do some math real quick on what I was at. 3-1, 3-2, 3-3, 3-4, 4-4, 5-4. I'm 5-4. This is the last time I have a winning record for the rest of the card. Spoiler. Let's move on. Welterweights, bro. Welterweight. Sean Brady versus Joaquin Buckley. One of the most one-sided, lopsided beatdowns I've ever seen in my life, bro. Look at this. Look at this. Takedowns, 4 for 10. Significant strikes, 77-5. Huh? Are we serious, bro? Total strikes, 21 for Buckley, 245 for Sean Brady. He's 30-25'd him. 30-25. That means you got your ass beat. Bad. That's what 30-25 means. And of course, guess who I picked? Joaquin Buckley. Why? I need to stop doing this deep analysis because when this fight first got announced, when it was supposed to be a fight night headliner, I first saw it and I said, oh, that's a Sean Brady smother decision. But then I decided to get a little fancy and real nerdy with it and start to try to break it down a little more. I need to just start going with my gut again. Never go against your gut because my gut told me Sean Brady was going to win. I tried to do more analysis, more deep breakdown, tried to be different, pick the underdog at the time, Joaquin Buckley, and he gets absolutely dominated. And the thing was, going into this fight, their last fights, Buckley versus Usman, I picked Buckley, he lost to Usman. Brady versus Morales, I picked Brady, he lost to Morales. So they're both 0-1 with me picking them. I was like, all right, I got to put my faith in one of them. I said, you know what? Sean Brady couldn't get, he struggled in his last fight, didn't look like himself. Buckley in his last fight against Usman was gone for a long time, fought a guy who's like Sean Brady, who's going to try to take you down and smother you. I was like, so definitely he's been working that the whole time. He's going to look better. And Brady's chin just got cracked the last time. So I was like, you know what? Give me Buckley. 0-2 picking Joaquin Buckley. Joaquin Buckley's overrated. Let's just be real now. And I'm not just saying that because I'm hating. Obviously, he can't grapple. Obviously, he can't wrestle. And his striking isn't technical. It's just powerful and explosive. He's just athletic. He's not technical. He's not skillful. And he's stuck at welterweight. Yeah, this is the highest he's ever going to get is whatever ranking he is right now. Because now he's got to keep fighting down. Welterweight is too stacked to be fighting like Joaquin Buckley. Sorry, Buck. Sorry, Buck. Get the Buck out of my way. Sean Brady, again, dominates Joaquin Buckley. I mean, every round was the same. Taking him down, smothering him, and just beating him up on the ground. Landing ground and pound every single round. Nothing like big, crazy punches. Just a lot of quick punches. Rapid punches, a lot of volume, a lot of output. Yeah, absolutely dominated him. Sean Brady looked like the Sean Brady of old. The Sean Brady that I thought was going to show up when I picked him to beat Michael Morales. So, I can never pick the guy on the right night. When some of these, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's very frustrating, man. But, yeah, he gets it done. He says he's still legit, calling for a top fight at welterweight. I agree. Book him against a JDM or something. JDM's coming off of 2 losses. Obviously couldn't handle the striker in Carlos Prates. Also struggled against a wrestler in Islam Makhachev. Give him Sean Brady. Let's see if he worked on that wrestling at all. He tried to grapple with Prates. See if he can handle Sean Brady. Because JDM, a lot like Joaquin Buckley. Now that we're looking at it, not as good as we thought. Not as good as we thought. Yeah, Sean Brady gets it done. I get that wrong. Puts me at 5-5. Which sucks. I like Sean Brady. I wish I would have picked him, man. Obviously, because he won. But I do like him a lot. I like Sean Brady. He's got some sick tattoos. Yeah, Sean Brady, dope guy, dope fighter. Like I said, give him like a JDM or something. It's kind of or welterweight's stacked. We know this, but it's kind of clogged up at the top with the whole Ian Gary Islam being next. And then you got Carlos Prates waiting it out probably. You got Michael Morales waiting it out who just beat Sean Brady. So you kind of got a lot of guys up there at welterweight. Buckley's obviously falling down. JDM's going to start falling. Brady's going to start climbing. Bilal's falling. Leon Edwards, those guys are falling out. Shavkat's gone because of injury. Mike Malot's in there. So there's a lot going on at welterweight. But, yeah. I'll quit ranting now. Brady gets it done. I got it wrong. Whatever. We move on. Got this one wrong, too. I'm just going to say it now. I got the rest of the fights wrong, if you guys haven't picked up on that yet. The rest of the fights I got wrong. Alexander Volkov versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. Volkov gets it done. I picked Waldo to win this fight by decision, specifically a split decision, because I knew it was a super tough fight and could go either way. And it was close. Waldo, he just couldn't get inside. Volkov was doing really good at being tall, because that's what he's known for, being tall and long. That's what he's built for, and he was good at using it. Cortez Acosta was just struggling to get inside and find his punches that he wanted to land. I thought that he would land some more than he did, and I thought he was going to use his clinch when needed, but he just straight up tried to strike the whole time. Just ended up getting slightly outstruck by Volkov. Volkov was kicking out his leg a lot too, if I do remember. Yeah, Volkov holding it down, man. Old head of heavyweight. This dude's been at the top of heavyweight forever. What's next for him, man? You got to wonder, because you got to think he's in title shot contention. 100% he's in title shot contention. Like, is he in position to where he could wait it out, though? Because he'd have to wait a while. Because you got to think, the White House card, we got Cyril Gane versus Alex Pereira for the interim championship. And then Tom Aspinall's going to talk about, my eye's feeling good. I can get back in there and fight. My eye's looking good now. So he's probably going to be back soon. So then you got to have him versus the winner of Cyril Gane and Alex Pereira. So that's 2 heavyweight title fights you got to have. Then Volkov. And Volkov's old, so does he want to wait that long? Or maybe, hear me out, maybe someone like a Josh Hokett defeats Derek Lewis at the Freedom 250 card and then has to fight Volkov, and then the winner of that gets a title shot? I could see that, something to keep the guys busy while they organize who the champ is at heavyweight. Hey, I'm just throwing things out there. Let me know if they stick. You know what I'm saying? We'll see. But yeah, Volkov gets it done. Looks good. One of the most well-rounded heavyweights. One of the most consistently good heavyweights, too. Slows down Waldo Cortez's momentum that he had picked back up. So it's a shame. I like Cortez Acosta, but I like Volkov, too. I've always liked Volkov, so it was cool to see him win. It just sucked because I got it wrong. Then we move into the co-main event. The first thing I'm going to say is, Joshua Van, I sincerely apologize for everything I said about you in the predictions video. I sincerely apologize. You're not overrated. You're better than I thought. You did have an easy run to the title, but you're proving that it was legit. Yeah, my predictions, I picked Tattoo Taira. Shocker. I picked him to win by submission. I thought the grappling was going to be a big difference in this fight. I knew Joshua Van would be the better striker. Not as much better as he ended up being. I don't know if that was correct English or not, but he ended up being a lot better of a striker than Tattoo Taira. I didn't think the gap was going to be that big. And Joshua Van's takedown defense was always been solid, but it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be as well. Yeah, maybe he's more legit than I thought. I was over here saying I think Tattoo Taira beats him. I think Manel Cap beats him. I think Horiguchi beats him. I may take some of those back. But anyway, let's talk about it. This fight might be one of the best flyweight fights of all time. Shout out flyweights. Little guys matter. Like I said, Joshua Van, every single punch he threw hit Tattoo Taira in the face. He could have threw something like behind his shoulder like this, and it still would have came back around and hit Tattoo Taira in the face. I don't know how he pulled that off. Every single thing hit Tattoo Taira in the face. I don't know if Taira doesn't know how to move his head, or if he was just literally could not figure out Van's timing, or if Van was just that much faster than him. I don't know. But it was a beatdown. Every time he, Taira's head just bouncing back, getting punched in the face. It was bad. And Van was working the body. Great. He's clean boxer. His boxing is so good. Such a good boxer. Like I said, his takedown defense looked good. Of course, he did get taken out a couple times. I really thought the grappling was going to be more of a factor or more of an X factor for Tetsuya Taira than it was. There was even a time where Joshua Van, this is the most gangster thing he did. I do shout this out. He had Tetsuya Taira hurt, he drops him, and then proceeds to do the theme of the night, starts grappling with the dude that he dropped, but does take him down and goes for the rear naked choke. It was bad form, so it didn't work, shocker, but he tried to take down and submit the submission guy. Everyone says Tetsuya Taira was going to submit him. Everybody, and yeah, he tried to prove everybody wrong. That was pretty gangster because he probably could have finished the fight if he just went to some punches. Speaking of finishing the fight, it was in the 5th round. A lot of people said it was an early stoppage. Yeah, I mean, it could be, but Tetsuya Taira was in a bad way, and he was going to have to do a lot to get out of the hole that he had dug himself in. So I don't think it was that big of a deal. I don't think it played that much of a difference. I don't feel like we'll never know if the ref wouldn't have stopped it. Tetsuya Taira could have came back. Probably not. Let's just be real. Probably not. Yeah, Joshua Van, like I said, proves me wrong. Makes me get another pick wrong. Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Joshua. It sounds like they're setting up him and Pantoja rematch. And I know I just said I'd take back a lot of these things about all these guys would beat Joshua Van. I still think Pantoja does. Pantoja does everything Tetsuya Taira does, but better. He's got a better chin. He's a better striker. He's a better wrestler. He's a better grappler. He's just an upgraded, more well-rounded, experienced version of Tetsuya Taira. So whenever that fight gets booked, I'm sure I'll be picking Pantoja, but we'll see when we get there. Good Lord, we'll see when we get there. Oh my, one day at a time for me because I'm in a rut right now. This is a rough card. Dana, your mom's a rough card. Main event of the night. Middleweight championship on the line. Undefeated Khamzat Chimaev defending his title versus America's own insert Eagle Screech Sean Strickland. Guess who I picked in this one, boys? Khamzat Chimaev. I picked him to retain by decision, kind of like what he did to Dricus. I did give Sean Strickland credit. I said we've seen him defeat this style before when he did it against Fluffy Hernandez. So I said there was a chance. But I didn't go with the chance. I went with Khamzat, which like everybody went with Khamzat. Let's be real. This is what makes me mad. There was some people that picked Sean Strickland. Good for you. But a lot of the people that pick Sean Strickland are the most casual fans ever, and they just like Sean Strickland. So yeah, dude, I love Sean Strickland. America. Sean Strickland. So here's the thing, you guys. Strickland's so cool, and they pick Sean Strickland, and then he wins this fight that a lot of people think he's gonna win. They're like, dude, I told you Strickland had it in the bag, middleweight champ. Like they had no idea how much of an underdog this dude was in this fight, and that's why nobody was picking him. Like, oh, that really grinds my gears. But hey, close fight. It was a split decision for Sean Strickland. I do agree that he won. There's people complaining that he didn't. I believe he won rounds 2, 3, and 5 were the rounds I believe he won. Obviously, that means Khamzat won rounds 1 and 4 in my book. Round 2 was easily his. Round 1 was easily Khamzat's. Round 3 was close. I do agree. But it was Sean's because it was on the feet. Round 4 was more Khamzat wrestling, so that was all Khamzat. Round 5 was on the feet. Strickland was landing more volume. Khamzat tried to put him up against the cage or take him down one time. Did nothing with it. It was a pretty quick interaction. Strickland got back up. Gets back in open space. That's a Strickland round, brother. I don't care. This is damage-based scoring. Sean Strickland did a lot of damage. I've never seen Khamzat hurt and punched on as much as he was in that fight. Bro, Sean Strickland has the best jab I think I've ever seen. He did so much damage to Khamzat's face with just a jab. Just a jab, bro. Just a jab. Put it on him. Teeping and jabbed him. Sean Strickland. Vintage. Vintage Sean Strickland. Strickland got pieced up, though, too. I don't want to say pieced up, but messed up. His nose is, like, from, like, here to here. He definitely broke his nose. Lips all swollen. Dude had to earn it. It was a tough fight. He was getting ragdolled in the first round. As typical Khamzat fashion. But yeah, that was quite the fight. I did not expect it to go that way. Again, I was getting flamed on Facebook of all places. Facebook. Old heads on Facebook going to tell me, you shouldn't have bet against America, kid. Shut up! You don't even watch the sport. Anyway, we move on. We can't move on. This is the main event. I got to keep talking about it. No, it was, like I said, fun fight. It was super cool to see Sean Strickland win. Of course, I picked Khamzat, but everyone wanted Strickland to win. So did I. Now, the beef between these two, I think it was a little fabricated because they used to train together. That was the whole thing. They touched gloves twice before the fight. I think they touched gloves at the start of every round. They hugged each other at one point. Hamzat claps for him, puts the belt around his waist. That's not real hate, bro. I don't care. We were comparing this to McGregor and Khabib. That was real hate. Those guys hated each other. Khabib beats Conor McGregor, keeps talking trash, and then tries to ninja karate kick Dylan Danis outside the cage. That's real beef, bro. This might have been fake. I think this was some little fabricated. I think Paramount said, hey, we gotta get something going. We need some guys that hate each other. Get some beef going. And Strickland even said in the post fight, you guys, that wasn't really who I am. I love Chechens. Everybody's. I love all my fans. Black, white, Hispanic, whatever. I think he was just trying to hype. He even said, he goes, I was just trying to build the fight for you guys, for the fans. So I believe it's a little fabricated. I don't believe they hate each other nearly as much as it seemed like they did. It was all for show. It was all an act. Very pro wrestling-esque, but I love it. Pro wrestling fan here. Can't hate it. Can't hate it. Makes it entertaining. They got a lot of views on a press comments for that, which is not something that happens a lot. So, pretty sweet. Good for them. Now, Hamzat. Brother looked untouchable, unhuman for the longest. This got shown that he is human by Sean Strickland, of all people. Drops his first fight. Tells Dana White he wants to move up to light heavyweight. I think that's a great call. Mind you, he fought at 170 before, which is crazy. He looked rough on the scale. A lot of people think he missed weight. Looked like he did because it's one of them old scales, so you gotta let the thing balance out. He steps on the scale, you hear it clanking, bink, 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 and they're like 185, and he gets off the scale. I was like, that did not settle, but whatever. Because you gotta think, if he were to miss weight and ruin his whole card because all the hype was on this main event, ain't no way he could have weighed in at 190. They were gonna say 185, so it didn't matter. He ends up making it in. He had a rough cut, though. He looked bad. So I think the light heavyweight move would be nice. I was hearing that the rumor was he was bulking up because he was planning on moving up to light heavyweight to fight Yuri Prohaska. So he was big, and then that fight's not happening. Sorry. And he had to hurry up and not hurry up, but it's hurrying up for weight cuts. Weight cuts take a long time. He had to hurry up and cut back down to 185 to defend his belt against Strickland. So the cut may have snuck up on him a little bit. Not a good cut. Not making excuses, though. He did look tired at times, but Hamzat always ends up looking tired in his fights. That was always kind of his one flaw, was his gas tank. Especially round 2 looked rough when there's an image, bro, going around of Hamzat on his back and Strickland on top in his guard. I was like, what universe are we in where Hamzat's fighting off his back and Sean Strickland's in his guard? That's crazy. I can't remember the last time I saw Sean Strickland laying down in a cage. You know what I'm saying? So that was crazy. So yeah, he's going to move to light heavyweight. There's some fun fights there. Light heavyweight is dead right now, so that could be fun, moving Hamzat up in there. Him and Yuri, I mean, they were going to do it. Might as well do it. That would be fun. Yeah, they could do that. That'd be a fun one. Him and, wasn't him and Paulo Costa supposed to fight at one time at 185? So you could always run that back too. That's up there. And then you could let him wrestle, dominate Jamal Hill or something fun like that. There's some interesting fights you can do up there, light heavyweight. I think it'll be good for him physically and mentally as well. Sean Strickland now. Is he the middleweight GOAT? I mean, hold on, hear me out. Sean Strickland, 2-time UFC middleweight champion, 31-7. He's beaten Israel Adesanya. He's beaten Hamzat Chimaev. He's beaten Nasruddin Imavov. He's beaten Fluffy Hernandez. He's beaten Paulo Costa. He's beaten other guys I can't think of off the top of my head. But he's beaten a lot of good fighters. A lot of great fights. A lot of great fighters. A lot of great ones. He's beaten them. And to think, the 2 times he won the title, Israel Adesanya, Hamzat Chimaev, where he was a massive underdog. Huge underdog in those fights. And he comes in and he wins the fights and proves everybody wrong. And then the Hamzat one, dude. Like I said, Hamzat looked like unbeatable. I think I was talking about predictions. Like, dude, I could see Hamzat retired undefeated. And then he proceeds to lose to Sean Strickland. Sean Strickland, bro. Just how good is Sean Strickland? And that's funny. Never use MMA math. And I'm going to tell you why. Sean Strickland, he lost twice to Dricus in the UFC. Twice. Dricus got dominated by Hamzat. Strickland beats Hamzat. So never use UFC math or MMA math. It doesn't work. Just throwing that out there now. But yeah, Strickland, where does he... Dude, top middleweights. Where does he rank? Because people talk about middleweight goats. They talk about Anderson Silva. They talk about Israel Adesanya. Sean Strickland beat Israel Adesanya for the belt. And then Izzy's been on quite the losing streak, kind of ruining his resume. And then you talk about Anderson Silva. I get it. But look at the resumes, bro. I'm just saying, who's beaten better people? Sean Strickland or Anderson Silva? The answer is Sean Strickland, bro. If someone came up to me and said, dude, you know who my go to the middleweight division is? Sean Strickland. I wouldn't be mad. I'd be like, you know what? Yeah. He might be, dude. And I'm happy for it if it is. I want to live in a world where the best middleweight of all time is Sean Strickland. Teeping and jabbing everybody. Please. Something to think about. As in, what's next for Strickland? He's got to defend that belt. It's got to be Nasruddin Imavov. I mean, we've been talking about Imavov being the number one contender for forever now. It looked like it was supposed to be him versus Hamzat for the longest. And then Strickland beat Fluffy, and the UFC said, get out of here, Nasruddin. You don't even talk. Strickland's entertaining. So they put them together. Mind you, Strickland has a win over Nasruddin Imavov. So that you can do the rematch. It'd be Strickland Imavov 2 this time for the belt. That could be really fun at middleweight. So I believe that's what should be next and will be next. Because if Nasruddin kind of, like I said, I don't think he got the shot because he doesn't have that personality. Well, he's going to get Sean Strickland, who does have the personality. So that'll sell on its own. So I believe that'll get him a title shot. So I believe it'll be Sean Strickland versus Nasruddin Imavov. Will probably be the next fight for the middleweight title. Like I said, Hamzat will probably move up to light heavyweight. Fun fights with like Yuri Prohaska up there could be fun. You know, stuff like that. Yeah, and that's kind of what happened at UFC 328. Yeah, I think I went 5-8 or something stupid. It was horrible. Like I said, my worst outing of predictions ever. I do apologize. This isn't me. This isn't what I come here to do. I come here to be right. I really do. And I was very confident in some of these fights. I was very confident in Hamzat. I wasn't very confident in Joaquin Buckley or Cortez Acosta. I was semi-confident in Tatsuya Taira. Super confident in Jared Gordon. Pretty confident in Mateusz Rebecki. You know, that's the joy and the beauty of the UFC and the beauty of MMA in general. It's so hard to pick because anybody can win at any given time. Anyone can land that one punch and change the fight and knock somebody out. Anyone can be a crazy underdog and come back and win. Mr. Sean Strickland himself. He should just be the underdog. That should be his nickname at this point. He was the underdog. Joshua Vane was the underdog. You know, a lot of these guys. Buckley for the longest was the underdog. And then that crazy, of course, that there's always one fight on every card with the betting odds just crazily flip, and then they got like the FBI involved and stuff. And that happened with Buckley and Brady. All of a sudden, it flipped, and Brady was like a big favorite. That's crazy because Sean Brady 30-25'd him. So, yeah. That was UFC 328. Very fun card. Very entertaining card. I love numbered events. Watching so many, breaking down, watching, recapping, reviewing so many fight nights. This card felt huge. Like, I was at work all day before the card, and all I could think about was getting home and watching this card. Like, I could not wait to watch the UFC. So they're doing a good job. They're making it feel big. It feels big. I was excited. I stayed up for it. Slept like 4 hours and got up and went to work again today. Not my best choice. Was definitely probably rocking some bags under my eyes, but it is what it is. It was worth it. I watched Sean Strickland bring the belt back to America once again. Insert Eagle Screech, bro. That's what I'm saying. Big dog Sean Strickland. Oh, gets it done. 2-time middleweight champion. Yeah. That was it. Like I said, great card. Next up, we got this coming weekend is fight night. Melky Costa versus Arnold Allen. So, of course, I'll be breaking that down, giving my predictions there. And then I got some big news. Something I've been waiting on. I've officially hit over 100 subscribers here on YouTube. I'm very excited. I'm very excited because, like, I say it all the time. But that's 100 more than I ever thought I would have. Because I never thought I would do this stuff. I never thought if I did it would catch on. I literally am just doing this for fun. Because, like, predictions and breaking down stuff like this. It's something that always like happened in my head. I would do it in my head. Like I'd put it in my notes in my phone. Like, bro, I've been making dog shit picks since way before I was on YouTube. Okay, so I've been doing this for a minute. I just finally decided to do it in front of a camera, and at least 100 people seem to enjoy it, which I think is super awesome. And I appreciate everyone that does subscribe. Hopefully we keep growing, get more subscribers, more people watching. I got a lot of fun ideas. I wanted, like I said, I got more story times from other cool times when I was fighting, whether that's boxing matches, MMA fights, kickboxing matches, whatever. I would like to do like breakdowns of and reaction videos to my fights, bring up my fights and watching them would be cool. I'm about to start doing some interviews, some fun interviews with a lot of fighters from Ohio. Of course, that's where I'm from. So I'd love to get those fighters out there. I got a lot of amateurs, a lot of pros, even some guys that I know personally that fight in the UFC. So I got a lot of stuff we can do there. It's gonna be fun. Different type of interviews, different type of questions. You know, not the basic boring stuff. I'm gonna make it fun. So I'm gonna start doing those soon. I said I would do those after I hit 100 subscribers. Well, I gained like 30 in 2 days and got up to 100. So that is super cool. So I'll definitely be doing that. Eventually, when we get bigger, I'd like to do like UFC watch-alongs where we all watch it, like we all get in a live and watch it together. You know, like I go live on YouTube or Twitch or something. We sit in there and I talk to chat and watch it. I think that would be super sick, doing like a watch-along, watch party thing. I got so many fun ideas I want to do. I just got to see what you guys like, and it seems like you guys are liking the channel so far. And again, like I said, I appreciate it. This stuff is super fun to do. I get excited to come home and make videos, so I'm glad you guys are enjoying them. Thank you again for 100 subscribers. Next up is 200. Let's do it. Like I said, I'll see you guys next video. UFC predictions, Milky Costa versus Arnold Allen. This was my reaction and recap for my horrible picks of UFC 328. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like it. Comment. Tell me how you did on your picks. I'm sure they were better than mine. Make sure you guys keep subscribing. If you guys want to follow my social medias, Showtime.tv04 on everything. That's Instagram and TikTok. If you want to follow my personal Instagram, that's I.am_Connor Smith. You guys can find me on there. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Big Dog's getting out of here. Oh!